Hello, good morning, and welcome to Business. Now, some of the major commercial banks in the country are now selling a dollar for 4 Ghana cedis 50 pesos. It follows the week's significant depreciation against the US dollar. This is despite additional measures announced by the Bank of Ghana to halt the cedi's free fall in value. But is this an indication managers are losing the fight to stabilize the cedi? George Rafi tells us more.
The recent sharp decline in the value of the Ghana cedi has been attributed mainly to two things. That is, the recent reports sought to suggest that some 7 billion Ghana cedis spent by the previous administration was not disclosed, a development that caused some panic among investors in our bonds, resulting in some withdrawal. Another reason is a surge in dollar demand by companies to finance imports for the rest of the year. For some, the city's problem is basically a demand and supply issue. So if the Bank of Ghana has increased supply on the market, that should address this challenge. But it looks like that is not enough. The cedi from the beginning of this year has depreciated by more than 5% against the US dollar. For some market analysts, it looks like some of these measures are not being felt on the ground. That is why we are still experiencing this problem. The development could cause some panic, resulting in excessive demand for dollars, especially for those who want to protect their investment. But this is something that the chief executive of AGI said Chumakobwa wants to be halted quickly.
We shouldn't worry too much because it's actually a cycle. We need to quickly move in to make sure that it doesn't drag too long. And the key part of sometimes the cedi depreciation is the speculation. I don't think that at this stage we should speculate. There's no point in speculating that it's going to depreciate. So even if I have cedis, let me go and mobilize some dollars and keep it so that if the cedi depreciates further, I don't lose. I don't think we should get into that panic mood at this stage because it's a normal cycle. But of course, what we expect to see is measures to make sure that it's contained within reasonable limits, and then we'll live with it.
Analysts say the continuous slide in the value of the cedi, if not halted, could worsen things for the already challenging economy, as it could increase the cost of servicing the country's loans, hikes in price of goods and services because we import majority of what we consume locally, hikes in prices of petroleum products, and an increase in the cost of living.
Now, UT Bank is promising to be back on a strong footing before the end of the first quarter of this year. According to the bank, the turnaround strategies being implemented are yielding the desired results. The bank has been going through what some may describe as crisis, affecting its ability to release financial statements to its investors. The challenge has come about as a result of delays by businesses in paying back loans secured, slowdown in the economy, and the energy crisis. Co-founder of the bank, Prince Kofi Amwabin, tells Joy Business UT Bank will soon recapture its position as the most vibrant local bank in the country.
Simply put, the economy went through a downturn with high interest rates, the oil sector problems, government not paying contractors on time, the doom, so a whole lot of things. So businesses actually suffered. And therefore, UT's position as a lending institution because of where we're coming from. So, long story short, we had a lot of non-performing loans on our books. Well, some of the companies just couldn't pay. Because if you're not being paid by the government, you cannot pay. If the livestock, your business is run down or closed, you cannot pay, and so on and so forth. But if you cannot pay, there's something else too. It will take us some time to collect the monies or some of the monies, but the Bank of Ghana requires that you actually provide for it now. See, within a year, write it off. And if you go to court, it takes maybe, if you are lucky, 3, 4, 5 years. So net effect is that we have a lot of non-performing loans. And we put in measures to recapitalize the bank, look at the way our operations went, recover the monies. If you look at the risk management around what we're doing so that if this situation reoccurs, it's not going to affect us and so on and so forth. So we are in a turnaround mode, and I think the position now is that it's a bit delayed because first there was elections coming. So investors are like, let's see what happens, African elections or Ghanaian elections. Now, I think when this guy, MPP won, the issue is what's next, what are they planning? But I'm sure that by the end of this first quarter, we'll have the necessary capital in place, restructure the bank as we have, and have additional investors and actually see our fortunes turn around.
And those were some business news updates for the morning. You join me again at midday for more developments in the world of business. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We are finished.